Hello, welcome to Pecan Corner. I'm Tina, and today I'm making lamb stew. Okay, we had lamb a few days ago, and I wanted to use the leftovers. I told Paula that I've heard of lamb stew, but I've never made it, so I'm going to give that a try. And he said, "Well, you need to buy some of that dark Irish beer." I said, "Porter?" And he said, "Yeah, porter." Well, this is what they had at the store when I went, where I could buy a bottle of it. So I bought a bottle of it. I'm going to use some turnips along with potatoes. Some recipes call for parsnips, which I don't have. So I'm going to, and because the lamb is left over, I might have enough meat. If I don't, I've got some canned beef that I jarred up last year that I will use instead. So my first order of business is now my lamb. I cooked the lamb in the Instant Pot the other day, so it's really nice and tender. So that's just great. So I don't have to worry about tenderizing it now. So it's in gravy. So all I'm going to do is just cut it into pieces and take out any fat. There's not a whole lot of fat on it, but this is one of those boneless leg of lambs that we got at Aldi. They're so nice. Let me get my pot over here where I can put it into that as I get it chopped up. Here we go. There we go. And I'll put the rest of this gravy, which is just the broth slightly thickened, into the stew as well. Looks really pretty still. It's a good color. Need to be sure I get all that. There we go. Make sure I don't have any gristle in there. Apparently there's a discussion about whether Irish stew should have turnips in it or not. I've never been there. I'm guessing it's kind of like our southern debates about how you make ambrosia, or in Florida how you make key lime pie. Whether you put meringue or whipped cream on top.
Or Brunswick stew in the east.
Or Brunswick stew, that's right. Yeah, everybody's got things that every region has different ways of doing things. Alright, I'm going to get this cut up and then I'll be back. Okay, now then, I've cut up my meat. I've got it in the pot, and the gravy's in there. The potatoes that I'm using are some that I had left over, some baked potatoes. And so I've peeled them and I've cut them up, and I'm going to wait and put them in a little bit later in the process. And now I'm going to use my handy dandy little molar chopper that Paul got me, and chop up the rest of these. I've got them all peeled. So all I have to do is put my little gadget together. Which would be just a flash if I weren't in front of the camera here. Oh, put it in right side up, Tina. There we go. Look how easy that was when you I didn't have it upside down. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Alright, this chopper is dandy. It makes everything nice, neat size, and doesn't require a lot of effort on my part. You do have to cut things, you know, kind of in half or in big chunks, so that it'll go through. There we go. 1/2 of the onion. Let's do this onion in halves. There we go. Oops, there we go. All right, put my onion in. I'm not one of those people that believes in cooking my onion before I put it into a stew or a soup. I like the way the onion flavor is when it cooks into a broth. And I will cook my onion somewhat before I put it into say my dressing, my Thanksgiving dressing, but I don't want to do it for a soup or a stew, because I like the flavor of the onion juice. And when you fry it first and you cook that onion juice, it doesn't have the same flavor. Sometimes you want a caramelization because you want that caramelized flavor, but that's not what I want in a soup or a stew. Love turnips. Oh, I tell you. And you know, you can only get them part of the year, and only in the fall or in the winter time if people are growing them. I like them raw, I like them cooked, I like their greens, I like them mashed. And turnips have fewer carbs than potatoes, and they make a good substitute. Of course, they're not keto, but they're much lower in carbs, and they still have that nice potato character. As you can see, they mix really well with potatoes, and so you can use them in the same dishes with potatoes and lights. Piece of peel in there. It sticks to it's got some little rubber feet on it, so it sticks pretty good to whatever surface you're using, so that you don't have it sliding around. So when I want to pull it, I'm like, oops, it's slipping, because I'm pulling it. One of the recipes that I read for this said use lots of carrots. And carrots are one of the best things in it. So I thought, well, I'm not going to skimp on them then. That's like it is with turkey noodle soup. That it's Paul's recipe, and I still make it exactly like he did. Make it with the carcass after cooking, roasting a turkey. And only put carrots, just put that carcass, boil that up, get that broth, and just carrots, and it's so delicious. the sweetness of the carrots when they're cooked like that in a stew, they just, it just really comes out. It's funny how sometimes the simplest foods are the most delicious. All right, we'll set this over. It comes with a little brush for cleaning out the little, I'll show you, this little part that the blade goes up into. So I'll use that after a while. All right, now then add some thyme. I'm not going to put any salt and pepper in there right now because there was some salt when I cooked the lamb before, and so that gravy that I put in there, there's some salt in that, so I want to wait and let it cook a little while first. Now then, where's my opener? Let's open this up. Add this, and we'll add some beef broth. I gotta go get some. I had enough lamb after all, so I'm not going to need to open the jar of beef. Let me let you see what this looks like. Oops. Let me see. Gosh, I can't see. Can't get it down there. There we go. There we go. Looks good. All right, I'm going to add some beef broth and put it on the stove. We'll see you after a while. Okay, I'm back. It boiled over a little bit, so which is my signal that it's boiling. And so Paul and I were talking about how much, I said I miss a gas stove a lot sometimes, but I will never go back to one because I love the smooth top of the glass top stove. I forgot to put Worcestershire sauce in this. So we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce to it. All right. And now that it's, I can show you again. There we go. Looks pretty. Now that it's boiling, we're going to leave the lid off of it. And I'm going to turn it down so that it just simmers good. And then we're going to let it cook for about another 45 minutes. And I'll be back. Okay, now then, it's simmered for a while. It's looking good. Now I'm going to add these potatoes. They were already baked potatoes, so I didn't want them to just totally dissolve, which if I had put them in earlier, they would have. And now, and of course my meat, since the meat was cooked in the Instant Pot earlier, it didn't have to tenderize, so I'm able to have this stew ready a lot earlier than I would if I were having to cook it with the meat from scratch. So I'm excited. It smells delicious. It smells really good. Oops. See if I can bring it up and show you. It's looking really tasty. I'm going to thicken it up a little bit after the potatoes heat up. Then I'll be back, show you what it looks like in the bowl. And there we go. There we are, the beautiful stew. It made a lovely stew. I'm real pleased with it. I thickened the broth a little bit with just a little flour and water. Paul's going to have bread and butter with his. I'm having crackers with mine. All right, thanks a bunch. I hope y'all enjoy it. It turned out really good. I'm real pleased with it. Thanks a bunch. Bye.